The Hadal zone begins at 6,000 meters, plunging to nearly 11,000 in the Mariana Trench. Over 30 trenches, mostly in the Pacific, form isolated pockets, each a unique world. Once thought lifeless, these depths are now known to host resilient, bizarre creatures. Early discoveries shattered our assumptions, revealing life's astonishing adaptability. The Hadal zone covers less than 0.2% of the ocean floor, yet it's a hotbed of scientific discovery. Here, life thrives in ways we never imagined possible. Pressure here is unimaginable, over 1,000 times what we feel at the surface. Submarines would be crushed. Only specially designed probes survive. Hadal creatures have no air spaces, their bodies gelatinous and water-filled to match the pressure. Their proteins are stabilized by unique chemicals, allowing life's machinery to function. These adaptations are evolutionary marvels, letting life persist where physics says it shouldn't. In the Hadal zone, survival means becoming one with the abyss. Sunlight never reaches these depths. The only light is from bioluminescent life. Food comes as marine snow, organic debris drifting down from above. Temperatures hover just above freezing, slowing life to a crawl. Creatures here grow slowly and live long, conserving energy in a world of scarcity. Against all odds, life not only survives, but thrives, evolving ingenious solutions to the darkness and cold. Now, let's meet the remarkable inhabitants of this underworld. The Hadal zone is a series of deep, isolated trenches, vertical worlds hidden beneath the sea. Each trench is a unique ecosystem, separated by miles of ocean, where life evolves in isolation. Less than 0.2% of the ocean floor, yet it's one of Earth's rarest habitats. Once believed lifeless, it's now known as a vibrant, dynamic ecosystem. Exploring these depths is as challenging as space travel, revealing new wonders with every mission. Here, we're not just discovering new species, we're redefining the limits of life itself. In the Hadal zone, pressure is the single most dominant force, crushing, relentless, and all-encompassing. As you descend, pressure rises rapidly. By 6,000 meters, it's 600 times what we feel at the surface. This force would crush wood, steel, and even submarines. For life, it's a biological crisis. Pressure disrupts proteins, cell membranes, and metabolism. Hadal creatures survive by being soft, gelatinous, and water-filled, perfectly equalizing with the crushing abyss. In the Hadal zone, sunlight never reaches. Here, absolute darkness and relentless cold define existence. No plants grow, life depends on marine snow, organic debris drifting down from above. Metabolism's slow and creatures adapt to survive in this alien world. Against crushing pressure and freezing temperatures, life not only endures, but evolves in ways as bizarre as they are brilliant. The Hadal zone exists because of immense geological forces, tectonic plates colliding and plunging into the earth, creating deep trenches. These dynamic boundaries are hotspots for earthquakes and landslides, constantly reshaping the seafloor. Yet this turmoil also brings life. Unique ecosystems thrive at cold seeps, powered by chemical energy from the Earth itself. The trenches funnel nutrients, making them paradoxical places of both scarcity and bounty. For centuries, the Hadal Zone was a mystery. In 1875, the HMS Challenger revealed life at unimaginable depths. Later, the Trieste's historic dive proved even complex animals could survive the ocean's greatest pressures. Today, robotic explorers capture stunning footage, showing us a vibrant world once thought lifeless. The age of Hadal exploration has truly begun. Deep in the Hadal Zone, one creature reigns supreme, the Mariana snailfish. Living over 5 miles down, it thrives where pressure would crush almost any other life. With a translucent, fragile body, it glides like a ghost through the darkness. Its existence proves that life can adapt to the most extreme environments on Earth. The Mariana snailfish, true master of survival in the abyss. The snailfish survives crushing depths by yielding to pressure, not resisting it. Its body is mostly flexible cartilage, with soft, scaleless skin and water-saturated tissues, almost as dense as the ocean itself. This gelatinous design allows it to glide effortlessly, perfectly adapted for endurance and stealth in the abyss. The snailfish survives crushing deep-sea pressure thanks to a special molecule, TMAO. TMAO stabilizes proteins, acting like an internal pressure suit. But there's a limit. Too much TMAO becomes toxic. This sets a hard boundary. Beyond a certain depth, no fish can survive. Living at the very edge of this physiological limit, the Mariana snailfish is not just a survivor, it is a ruler. In the stark, food-scarce landscape of the Hadal Zone, it has carved out a niche for itself as an apex predator. While it may look soft and unassuming, it is the top of the food chain in its extreme habitat. Its primary food source is the swarms of tiny crustaceans, particularly amphipods, that flourish on the trench floor. These smaller creatures are the scavengers, feasting on the marine snow and the occasional larger carcass that drifts down from above. The snailfish, in turn, hunts these amphipods, positioning itself at the top of this simple but effective food web. Its hunting strategy is one of patience and efficiency. The snailfish uses its highly developed sensory systems, likely a combination of its lateral line to detect vibrations and chemosensors to taste the water, to locate prey in the total darkness. Once it finds a cluster of amphipods, it employs a simple yet effective suction-feeding method. By rapidly opening its large mouth and expanding its gill cavity, it creates a sudden drop in pressure, sucking in the surrounding water along with any unfortunate crustaceans. This method requires minimal energy expenditure, a perfect strategy for an environment where conserving power is paramount to survival. The success of the snailfish is a classic example of ecological opportunity. At these extreme depths, the competition is scarce. Most other predatory fish simply cannot cope with the physiological demands of the environment. This leaves the field open for a specialist like the snailfish. By evolving the unique adaptations necessary to conquer the pressure, it has gained access to a reliable food source with very few rivals. It has turned the most hostile environment imaginable into a competitive advantage, a private hunting ground where it can thrive. It is a powerful reminder that in nature the harshest conditions often breed the most successful and unique forms of life. The Mariana snailfish, therefore, represents the absolute pinnacle of vertebrate adaptation to the deep sea. It lives right at the boundary of what is chemically and physically possible for a fish. It is a creature born of pressure, shaped by darkness and sustained by a chemical miracle in its cells. Its ghostly form, gliding through the deepest trenches on Earth, is not a sign of fragility but of ultimate resilience. It is a testament to the relentless creative power of evolution, a quiet and unassuming monarch reigning supreme in the most forbidding kingdom on our planet, a true master of survival. Amphipods are tiny, shrimp-like scavengers found in ponds and under logs. But in the Hadal zone they become giants, super-sized scavengers of the abyss. Imagine an amphipod the size of your hand, thriving in the crushing dark. These formidable creatures are the clean-up crew of the deep, proving life can thrive even in Earth's most extreme places. Why do Hadal amphipods grow so large? In the deep sea, food is scarce and unpredictable. Gigantism helps these creatures travel farther, eat more, and store energy for long famines. Fewer predators and extreme conditions also play a role. The giant amphipod is a perfect adaptation to this mysterious world. If their immense size was remarkable enough, recent scientific discoveries have revealed another, even more astonishing adaptation in these Hadal giants. It is a feature that sounds like it was lifted from the pages of science fiction. They wear armor made of metal. Researchers studying amphipods from the Mariana Trench were puzzled by how their exoskeletons, made of chitin like those of all crustaceans, could withstand the incredible pressure without being crushed. When they analyzed the composition of their shells, they found something extraordinary. The amphipods were reinforcing their exoskeletons with a gel-like substance made of aluminum hydroxide. This was a groundbreaking discovery. Aluminum is one of the most abundant metals in the Earth's crust, and it is present in the sediments of the deep-sea floor. However, it is highly reactive and generally toxic to living organisms. The idea that an animal could not only tolerate this metal, but actively extract it from its environment and incorporate it into its body was unprecedented. The amphipods are effectively biosynthesizing a metal-based armor. This aluminum hydroxide gel infills the layers of their chitinous shell, making it significantly tougher and more resistant to the compressive forces of the Hadal zone. It is a natural feat of biomineralization that no one had ever thought possible. This aluminum armor serves a dual purpose. Its primary function is to protect the amphipod from the crushing pressure of the water column. The gel helps to prevent the exoskeleton from deforming or delaminating under the 1,100 atmospheres of force. But scientists speculate it may have another benefit: defense. While Hadal amphipods are formidable scavengers, they are also the primary prey for the Mariana snailfish. A tougher, reinforced shell would make them harder to crush and consume, giving them a fighting chance against the ghostly predators that hunt them. Their armor is therefore both a shield against the environment and a defense against their enemies. The process by which they create this armor remains a subject of intense research. It appears the amphipods ingest sediment from the seafloor, and specialized physiological processes within their gut allow them to safely extract the aluminum and process it into the protective gel. This is a level of biochemical sophistication that we are only just beginning to understand. These creatures are not just living in an extreme environment, they are actively manipulating its chemistry to build tools for their own survival. They are, in a very real sense, deep-sea blacksmiths, forging their own metallic armour in the crushing darkness of the planet's deepest trenches. Hadal amphipods, armoured giants of the deep, are the ocean's ultimate clean-up crew. When organic matter falls to the trench floor, they swarm in, shredding and recycling it with relentless efficiency. Their work powers the Hadal ecosystem, making them a keystone species and a vital link in the deep-sea food web. In the darkest depths, amphipods don't just survive, they thrive. In the abyssal plains, we meet the Dumbo octopus, an ethereal storybook creature. With ear-like fins, it glides through the darkness, more flying than swimming. Adapted to crushing depths, its soft, gelatinous body yields to pressure. The Dumbo octopus is a gentle, graceful spectre, bringing unexpected charm and elegance to the deep ocean's cold, dark world. In the vast, empty deep sea, finding a mate is rare. The Dumbo octopus is always ready. Females carry eggs at all stages and can store sperm for when the moment comes. This remarkable adaptation means a single encounter can ensure the next generation. Each egg is protected, and when it hatches, a fully formed octopus emerges, ready for a solitary life in the abyss. Despite its cute and gentle appearance, the Dumbo octopus is an effective predator, occupying a key position in the food web of the abyssal plains. Its diet consists of small crustaceans, worms, and other invertebrates that live on or just above the seafloor. It is not a pursuit predator. It does not chase down its prey with bursts of speed. Instead, its hunting style is one of stealth and surprise, perfectly in keeping with its graceful, energy-efficient movements. It uses its large fins to glide silently over the ocean bottom, its large eyes adapted for detecting the faintest traces of bioluminescence, scanning the mud for any sign of life. When it spots a potential meal, such as a small crustacean or a polychaete worm, the Dumbo octopus employs a unique and decisive tactic. It drifts down from above, spreading the webbing between its arms to form a kind of net or parachute. In one swift movement, it envelops its unsuspecting prey, trapping it completely. This method prevents the prey from escaping into the soft sediment of the sea floor. Once the animal is secured within its webbed arms, the Dumbo octopus can maneuver it towards its beak, which is hidden at the centre of its arms. It is a quiet and efficient ambush perfectly suited for its environment. Unlike many other octopuses that tear their prey apart with their sharp beaks, the Dumbo octopus has evolved a different, more startling feeding method. To conserve energy and ensure no part of a precious meal is lost, it often swallows its prey entirely whole. This is a necessary adaptation in a world where every calorie is a treasure. The ability to consume its victims in one gulp is a highly efficient way of feeding, minimizing the energy spent on handling and processing food. This behavior, so contrary to its gentle appearance, underscores the fact that in the deep sea, survival depends on ruthless efficiency, even for its most charming residents. The Dumbo octopus is therefore a fascinating combination of grace and predatory efficiency. Its ethereal flight is not just for show. It is the movement of a patient hunter. Its charming, ear-like fins are the engines of a stealthy predator. Its seemingly delicate body conceals a hunter capable of swallowing its victims in a single gulp. This captivating creature perfectly illustrates the deceptive nature of deep-sea life, where appearances can be misleading and survival requires a unique blend of beauty and brutality. The Dumbo octopus is not just a pretty face. It is a master of its domain, a gentle hunter thriving in the deep, dark world. In the pitch-black depths of the abyss, life creates its own light. The anglerfish, with its glowing lure, uses bioluminescent bacteria to attract prey. This living lantern is a deadly beacon, an ingenious partnership in a world without sunlight, where survival depends on turning darkness into opportunity. In the vast, dark ocean, the anglerfish's reproductive strategy is one of the most extreme in nature. The tiny male fuses to the much larger female, sacrificing his body and autonomy to become a living sperm bank. This bizarre, intimate relationship ensures survival in the deep sea's harshest conditions. It's the ultimate evolutionary trade-off. Life finding a way, no matter how strange or sacrificial. Deep in the ocean trenches, we find xenophyophores, astonishing single-celled giants. These fragile protists can reach over 10 centimeters, making them the largest known single cells on Earth. Living at crushing depths, they build intricate shells from sand and debris, blending biology and geology in the abyss. Despite being just a single cell, the xenophyophore is a vital architect of the deep sea, creating habitats and enriching the sediment for countless other organisms. Their presence transforms barren mudflats into thriving micro-communities, supporting biodiversity and cycling nutrients. The xenophyophore reminds us that even the most mysterious, fragile life can shape entire worlds in the abyss. In the Hadal zone, life survives with a universal toolkit. Soft, pressure-adapted bodies, special molecules like TMAO, and flexible cell membranes. Slow metabolisms and longevity are key, while senses shift, giant eyes for faint light, or no eyes at all, relying on vibrations and chemical trails. In the deep, survival means adaptation. We've descended into the ocean's deepest, darkest realms, once thought lifeless but teeming with astonishing creatures. From ghostly snailfish to giant amphipods and the ethereal Dumbo octopus, life thrives against all odds. Yet most of this world remains unseen. Earth's last great wilderness, full of mystery and discovery. The map of life is still being drawn in the ocean's uncharted heart. Why does it matter what lives at the bottom of the ocean? Why should we invest so much effort and ingenuity to explore a world so remote from our own? The answer is that these extreme environments are not just a source of wonder, they are a source of profound knowledge. The creatures of the Hadal Zone are teaching us about the absolute limits of life itself. By studying how their proteins resist pressure and how their cells function in the cold, we gain fundamental insights into the very nature of biology. This knowledge has immense practical applications that can benefit all of us here on the surface. Consider the unique chemistry of these organisms. The special enzymes and proteins that function under extreme pressure and cold, known as extremophiles, are a treasure trove for biotechnology. Enzymes sourced from deep-sea bacteria are already used in a variety of industrial processes, from detergents that work effectively in cold water to more efficient methods for producing biofuels. The piezolytes, like TMAO, that protect the cells of the snailfish are being studied for their potential use in stabilizing proteins for medical treatments and for preserving human organs for transplant. The abyss, in its own way, may hold the keys to future innovations in medicine and technology. Furthermore, understanding how life can thrive in a world without sunlight, powered by chemical energy or the scraps from above, has profound implications for one of humanity's greatest questions. Are we alone in the universe? The Hadal trenches, with their intense pressure, cold and darkness, are one of the best analogues we have on Earth for the potentially habitable environments on other worlds. The icy moons of Jupiter and Saturn, such as Europa and Enceladus, are thought to harbour vast liquid water oceans beneath their frozen shells. If life exists there, it would be a deep-sea life, surviving in darkness and pressure. The Hadal Zone is our dress rehearsal for searching for life beyond Earth. These deep-sea ecosystems also play a vital, if poorly understood, role in the health of our planet. They are a critical part of the global carbon cycle, sequestering vast amounts of carbon from the atmosphere in the deep ocean for thousands of years. The biological activity in the trenches helps to regulate this process. As we face a changing climate, understanding every component of the Earth's systems becomes more crucial than ever. The treasures of the trenches are not gold or jewels, but knowledge, inspiration, and a deeper understanding of our own planet and our place in the cosmos. The next time you stand by the shore and look out at the vast, shimmering expanse of the ocean, take a moment to think downwards. Think past the waves, past the sunlit reefs, past the twilight zone, and into the crushing, silent blackness below. Remember that down there, in a world more alien than you can imagine, something extraordinary is happening. A ghostly snailfish is gliding through the dark, hunting at the very edge of existence. A giant armoured amphipod is tearing into a meal that has fallen from a world away. A single-celled organism the size of your hand is patiently building its delicate home from the mud of the abyss. These creatures are not monsters of the deep to be feared. They are masters of survival, paragons of adaptation. They have flourished in an environment that would kill us in an instant, not through brute force, but through ingenious and elegant evolutionary solutions. They have created a vibrant, complex world in a place we once called a void. They have found a way to make their own light in the eternal night and to build communities in the most isolated corners of our planet. Their existence is a powerful and humbling lesson in the resilience and endless creativity of life. The deep ocean reminds us that we are still explorers on our own planet. It challenges our assumptions and expands our imagination. It teaches us that life is not confined to the comfortable sunlit places, but that it pushes into every possible niche, adapting and thriving against all odds. There is a quiet majesty in the Hadal Zone, a testament to the 4 billion-year-old story of life on Earth. A story that has unfolded in the most spectacular and unexpected ways. The darkness of the deep is not an ending. It is a beginning, a cradle for some of the most remarkable life forms our world has ever produced. And so, somewhere on our planet, right now, as you watch this, life goes on in the crushing blackness, 11,000 meters down. It is a world we are only just beginning to know, a world of silent giants and ghostly hunters. It is a world that reminds us, with profound humility, that our planet still holds deep mysteries, and that life is far more tenacious, far more strange, and far more wonderful than we could ever have imagined. The final frontier is not out there among the stars. It is right here, in the deep, dark, magnificent heart of our own blue planet.